Okay, we are down in the workshop and on the workbench. I wanted to show you this jig that I built. I'm looking at it now and it feels a little overbuilt, but I wanted to walk you through what my thought process was. A lot of people, from what I've read online and what I could tell, like there are a lot of different ways of clamping the grip. Once you get all the glue together and you have all these discs of cork, and you've got to find a way to clamp it or put some pressure on it so that the adhesive squeezes out and fills up any spaces, and you really get a nice tight connection between each disc of cork. And I looked at using rubber bands and creating some sort of system. There are a couple of things you could buy online for $40 that are like, elastic bands with plastic, and it just felt like, if that breaks, or your elastic band breaks, or the thing decides to fly apart while you're putting it together. I mean, just a lot of different variables there that I didn't totally love. So I thought through sort of a mechanical solution. And what I did was I had this piece of flooring from the house, which has a nice sort of finished slide to it, and I just used pieces of scrap of plywood. This is all sheet material screwed together. You can see all the sheet material here. I did create a center hole, and the idea is that this would sort of line up with that center hole and hold it in place so it wouldn't slide around. And then I created a hole that matches the center hole on the other side that the blank will slide through, so that this actually becomes the clamp for the cork. So the idea is that these fit into the slides like so, and these pieces are set so that I could put these Irwin clamps on here, and something like this. And then, once these come tight to the cork, I squeeze them together like so, and I get nice pressure and everything's clamped and stays together. That's my hope. We are going to experiment and see if that's actually going to work. I don't know if it's going to work, so it's truly an experiment. But the first thing we got to do is we got to put glue on all these pieces. And I'm realizing what I wish I had was something to hold my rod upright while I did this, so that I could be, so it could be held and I could be putting each piece of cork on. Be very careful with this one. This is the one we just did on the fly tying desk upstairs. Just really gently take that off. Get a rag here. I'm just gonna get any sawdust or anything off, cork dust from that. And maybe I can use one of these just to sort of hold me somewhat vertical while I do this glue up process. I can lay the blank on its side, and it's gonna pick up all sorts of stuff from the workbench. I tried to vacuum it off and stuff, but I think this is gonna be the best way. So the glue that I'm gonna use is clear Gorilla Glue. This came highly recommended from Ruben. He's done several rods with this, and I think it's good stuff. He likes it. It dries clear, which is great, because the other stuff you get, if you used standard wood glue, something like Titebond 3 or something like that, you're gonna see the lines between the pieces of cork, and I didn't want to see those lines. And then you could use epoxy, but again, you're gonna see the line. And this apparently dries clear, and therefore you won't see the line.